Hello everyone. Namaste. I'm Kala and you're watching Kala Art Online. So before I start today's class, I would like to inform all my viewers that this is an online tutorial. Here, I'm not going to stick to just a particular topic in art or a particular kind of a craft. Since this is an educational video, I'll be covering a lot of topics related to art and we'll have a lot of fun doing a different varieties of craft also. This channel basically covers the topics related to the young kids as well as the older people. As Pablo Picasso has told, every child is an artist. The problem is when they grow up. So my request is, as you grow, do not allow your childlike enthusiasm to die down. You will definitely learn a lot regarding art if you keep watching my videos. These are like online classes. So today's topic is watercolor or techniques of watercolor. Now, if you are a viewer coming to my channel for the first time, I will be very happy if you can subscribe to my channel. And of course, all my subscribers, I thank you all for being a part of my journey. So today's topic, as I told you all, it is watercolor techniques. Now there are various ways in which you can use watercolors to make beautiful artwork. So let's get started with our watercolor techniques. Now there are 8 ways in which we can uh, design a paper. So the techniques which you are going to learn today, the 8 different ways of using watercolors, materials on watercolors, all these you can find all the materials which I'm going to use at home. So as always, we are not leaving the house and you can use any one of these techniques to make beautiful cards or to even cover your scrapbook. So now let's get started with our class and as always, watch the whole video and stay with me and don't forget to give in your comments. Let's start the class. The first step I'm going to do, I'll be putting water in this area. I have divided my page into 4 parts. There are 8 techniques. So let me start with the first one, which is adding salt. So I wet the paper first. Then I take red color and let me spread the color. Here we go. Now on this, I am going to pour salt. The moment you put salt, beautiful design starts forming. See? Now this will take at least an hour to dry and then we scrub the salt off. So this is the first technique. Now let us go to the second technique. Now the second technique is called splatter, where in my color, I'm just dipping the brush in color. It's a wet brush and I will just splatter here this way. So this is called splatter. Here we go. So this is our second technique. So we have finished salt and we have finished splatter. Now the next one is using tissue. We remove the color. Let me just put some water here. I'll add a bit of green. Now this is again a very beautiful technique. Here we go. Now just take a small piece of tissue and lift the color off to give a pattern. here. So this is called tissue technique. Now the last technique on this page. So we are doing 4 techniques per page on this page. Let me show you this again, a very, very interesting technique. So let me put a lot of water. I'm just taking a little bit of blue, and then I will take, let me take some yellow. Okay, I'll just put some yellow here. So blue and yellow both are primary colors. When blue and yellow primary colors, they mix, it gives a secondary color, which is a green. One of the classes, I'll definitely be doing the primary colors with you all. So now this technique is using a cling wrap. So now very carefully, just put it on top of this. Leave it like this. And let this dry. Now this will, when you once it dries, this also will take an hour. The way I told you, the salt will take an hour. So we allow this to dry, and then we see how beautiful patterns are formed. Now we will go to the next 4. So the next of the 4, which I'm going to do, let me start here. This is crayon resist. So I'm using a crayon. Now let me just draw. It is better to take a light colored crayon. Now watercolor, wherever there is crayon, since it is wax, you'll see that it will resist. Let me just show you all this work. I'm just drawing a spider's web. Here we go. One more here. Okay. So now this is done. Now let me show you all how we are going to paint this. Again, I'll just dip my brush in paint, yellow color, and I'm going to just spread it on top. Here we go. So this technique is called paint resist. I'm just taking a piece of candle and I'll be drawing some shapes here on this paper. Now after this, again, same way, dip the brush in water, paint, and now we are going to spread it on top of this. Oh wow. See the beautiful technique, which is the design. So this is called candle wax technique. So this was oil pastel and this is with the candle. Now the 7th technique is called sandpaper technique. This is very simple. This whole rectangle, I'm just going to cover it with paint, and then we allow it to dry before using a piece of sandpaper to create designs. So now I'm just going to, I've filled this with paint. I'm just going to allow this to dry. Now while this is drying, we go to our final technique. So our final technique is using alcohol. Now for this, if children, I want you all to take the help of an adult when you all are doing this work. Here, I'm just filling this area with blue paint. Here we go. So this is done. Now I'm taking some alcohol. It's rubbing alcohol and a earbud. Dip it in the alcohol. And now see the beautiful designs which will form. The alcohol, it just spreads here. So you get beautiful flower patterns on your work. There you see how beautiful it looks. It looks like stars in a night sky. Wow. So you can just fill up the page like this. It looks beautiful. So this is the last technique where we used alcohol. So now here for the sandpaper, that rectangle is dried up completely. Now I have taken a small piece of sandpaper, fold it, and now you can just etch any design you want on this. See, this is basically, you can use it for etching. Here we go. So like this, we use it for etching. Here. So this is dry completely. Now let me carefully remove this sheet. Here we go. Now that is such a beautiful pattern. And then using a small piece of tissue, I'm going to try and remove all the salt which we have sprinkled. So there we go. Here. So here again, a very pretty pattern. So these are 4 and these are the next 4. So these are the techniques we have learned. Let's just revise. This is sprinkling salt. This is dabbing with a tissue. This is covering it with a cling wrap. And this is called splatter, where we are using a toothbrush to spray the paint. And then this is again very beautiful. This is using candle. We have drawn the design using candle and then covered it with watercolor. This is, we have first painted this box and then we have used sandpaper to create designs. This is of course dropping alcohol in this paint. And this finally is called crayon resist, where we have first designed with crayon and then colored it. So these are the 8 techniques for watercolor painting. Now, before I sign off, the quote for today: creativity is a combination of discipline and childlike spirit. It's a combination of discipline and childlike spirit. So this is why I keep telling you all the time when we're doing artwork to keep your work area clean, and you must learn to respect your subject. So before I sign off, for all my viewers out there who are watching, I would like you all to consider subscribing to my channel. And for my subscribers, don't forget to like, share, and leave your comment in the comment box. Once you all do use any technique, and then make a card for your father. Why? Father's Day is coming up. Now, once you'll use any technique, do write in the comment box which technique you have used and how much you have enjoyed making a card for your father. Thank you all once again. And don't forget to click on the notification icon so that you keep getting updates regarding my next video. Thank you all.